Hello, I just want to welcome you back to the channel. For another video, we're going to be talking about The Last of Us. I've probably watched the new trailer 100 times. I've watched people reacting to the trailer. I've done a reaction to the trailer, and I am so excited for this series. I can't wait for it to come out. I thought we would talk about what we saw in the trailer. So before we get into that, we're going to just watch the trailer again together, and then we'll talk about it after.
If you don't think there's hope for the world, why bother going on?
You haven't seen the world, so you don't know. You keep going for family.
I'm not family.
No. You're cargo.
Why are you so important?
Somewhere out west, they're working on a cure. I think what really impressed them was the fact that I didn't turn into a fucking monster.
If she so much as twitches, don't.
Okay.
If I'm taking you with me, you do what I say when I say it. You got any advice on the best way west?
Yeah, go east. You come this far, then you know what's out there.
You're not gonna scare us.
Scared him?
You have a greater purpose than any of us could have ever imagined.
Be careful who you put your faith in.
You might not be her father, but you were someone's.
You trust me?
So when the trailer first opens, one of the things we see is some shots of Joel and Ellie and Tess pretty early. I want to say in the story of after Joel meets Ellie. I'm trying to be really careful. I don't want to give anything away. But like we see them in the museum. We see them. Some of the shots are, even on the poster, is like Joel and Ellie and Tess walking up to the Capitol building where they're supposed to meet to deliver Ellie to the Fireflies. Then we get some scenes of Ellie looking at a map like we have right here. Joel telling her that she's cargo. And I can only assume that that's them in the truck as they go into St. Louis. We also have Ellie with Tess talking about when she was bitten and doing her best impression of a clicker, which is so Ellie. And I'm glad that they have her sense of humor in the show. Then we get the beautiful shot of Ellie crossing the plank as Joel and Tess watch. I love this in the game. This is one of my favorite scenes from the game. And I'm so glad that it is in the show, like, just so close to the way it was in the game. I mean, it's just an amazing shot. Then we get a quick shot of Henry and Sam with Joel and Ellie as they're in the sewers. Then we see the truck. I don't want to give too much away, the military kind of danger truck in St. Louis. And then we get to see this character right here. I don't have a name for him, but he is a new character. I'm looking forward to finding out who he is, and this seems to be the character I believe that Joel's talking to when he asked the best way west. So I don't know what this lady happens to say to Joel, but Ellie pops off with this doesn't scare us, or you can't scare us, and she says, well, he's scared. And this is another new character. I'm assuming that they meet some people on a reservation. That's just speculation, though, and Joel is getting some warning about what they're about to go into, and but we'll touch more on new characters later in the video. Fairly soon after that, we get this shot that just brought goosebumps to me. It was just an amazing shot. I'm so happy to see that Ashley Johnson isn't going to be in the show. For those of you that don't know, she's the actress that does the voice of Ellie in the games, and she does an amazing job. And it is confirmed that she will be playing Ellie's mother. So this must be a flashback. Maybe Marlene talking to Ellie. That's all I can imagine that this is, because we never saw anything like this in the game. Then we get the shot of the mall, mall where Ellie and Riley go in the Left Behind DLC. It would be interesting to see if this is like, I kind of picture this in the show as being like opening with the beginning of the game with Sarah and Joel and Tommy, and then maybe going to this like after we see the time jump. But who knows? And then we get to see young Ellie and Riley, played by Bella Ramsey, and Storm Reed, reenacting the photo booth scene, which was, to me, that was a touching scene. It's being able to see Ellie be a kid, because for much of the show you don't really get to see that for her, but it's nice to be able to see her have that experience. Then we get to see Murray Bartlett playing Frank. He's a character from the game, but has very little in it. He's more just talked about. You don't actually get to see him, but he is the character Bill, who's played by Nick Offerman's love interest. And I kind of feel like in this scene here in the trailer, maybe where they meet each other. It just kind of feels like that because Bill has a gun pulled on Frank. We see these riders approach Joel and Ellie and circle around them. Part of me thought maybe this could be David's group, but I don't think so after watching the video a few times. I mean, the trailer a few times. I think that it's actually riders from Jackson and Joel's brother's Tommy's people. Maybe when they meet them. Then in the trailer, we see the character David, a very vile character. I hope they keep him as terrible as he is in the show, because he's a character that you're just going to love to hate. And you see him slamming his cleaver down beside of Ellie's head. I don't want to give anything away here. I want this video to stay pretty much spoiler free, but he is a character that you will hate. Then we see this shot of Nick Offerman's Bill, and I believe he's being helped by Joel. In the game, it said that Bill owes Joel, but it's never said exactly how he owes him. It's just kind of one of those things that's left open. But if you look at this almost makes me think of the night things start to go wrong in the world. And it's perhaps this is Joel. I really think this is Joel helping Bill. And maybe this is why Bill owes Joel. Then we get the scene of David. David's the guy with the short hair. He plays a leader of some very unsavory men. We've already talked about him a little bit in the video, but if you'll notice, just to his left, that's Troy Baker. Troy Baker does the voice of Joel in the game, and it's just another cool callback to have him in the show, just like Ashley Johnson. I'm really happy that they did that, and it's kind of strange to see him as one of the bad guys, but that's who he's playing. Then we see the super cute shot of Sam. He's much younger, I believe, in the show than he was in the game. And that's fine with me. I mean, I think it's pretty neat. He looks like a cute little guy, and I can only imagine trying to help take care of someone that age in this kind of a situation. And then we see Ellie and Riley. We see Ellie breaking the counters, and that's in the mall. I'm pretty sure that you do that. It's been a while since I've played the DLC, but I'm pretty sure that happens. Then we get this shot, and I'm kind of torn with this one. I'm not sure. Something about this makes me think of Anna Torv, who plays Tess. I'm not for sure that that's her, but it makes me wonder if they're going to do something a little bit different with her. But yeah, to me, I kind of think that could be her. Then we see the scene of Joel and Ellie hugging. Ellie has blood all over her. I feel like this has to be after her ordeal with David. And this part in the game always brings me to tears. As someone who was a victim of abuse, just when she's almost in tears when she says he was gonna, that just breaks my heart for that character. And then we end with this, the bloater, and I think probably everyone who is a big fan of the show was like, I mean, of the game, was like, oh my gosh, it's a bloater. And then probably people who were just new to this world were thinking like, oh, what is this? I thought this was about maybe like zombies or something, and now we got this big growling monster. But it was neat to see this, and I'm not sure where this takes place. I can't really place anything in the game where there's a fire like this. I mean, where they would come across a bloater in a fire. The only fire I can think of is whenever, or at the beginning of the game when they see the farmhouse on fire. But I don't think that's this. Yeah, so that's really all I can think of when it comes to the bloater scene. So we made it to the end. We're going to talk a little bit. So like with Troy Baker, Ashley Johnson, Frank, the two characters that we don't know their names that seem to be Native Americans. And there is another character, I can't think of her name, but she plays in Yellow Jackets, among many other things that I've seen her in. I just can't think of anything else right now. But so we have some new characters. And I saw on Twitter where Neil Druckmann, if you don't know, he wrote and directed the game and is involved in this project, said that there was more written for the game than they were able to fit in. So it's possible that this isn't deviating from the source material. This is just stuff that never made it into the game that was intended to be. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. Maybe we'll find out as we get closer to release. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, don't forget to subscribe. I'm going to be doing a lot more content around this show. And yeah, I'll see you in the next video.